Hi, Mpho. It's great to have you with us on this 5-minute interviews. How are you doing?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Very good indeed. Very good. And you are working from home. You started a job 3-4 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's right. So last month I started a role as a paralegal. So I work with trademarks, lots of big names, lots of interesting new things going on. So good fun.
But all remotely as yet. You've never actually met anyone in person.
No, no. So we even have a social arranged where we have an escape room and it's all going to be online. So that's going to be interesting.
That is a different world. Fortunately, it sounds like it's a world that's coming to an end at some stage. But glad we don't have to do that forever. Imagine being in a job and never in person. That'd be peculiar.
Yeah, it's a bit tricky, really.
And how long have you been with us at City Church?
I was calculating before, I think it's about 10 years or so, just over, around 10 years, yeah.
Brilliant. And how old are you now?
24.
Sure. Okay, so yeah, really, it's sort of through your teens and well into adulthood. So brilliant.
Mm.
Well, for those of you who've not seen these before, we've got 5 minutes for 5 questions. We'll put the timer up on the screen, and we'll fire away. The first 2 questions a little bit light-hearted, and then we'll get into something that's a bit more meaty. So let's get going. Number one, Mpho, is there anything you back into fashion?
Oh, that is so difficult because styles come round again and again. Honestly, I cannot think of anything. At least something that might not come back in the next 5, 10 years anyway. The 90s fashion is back. I'm a 90s baby, so I'm happy with that.
Truth is, maybe that question's not fair because you're not old enough to have gone through. The one thing I would have is when luminous always comes and goes, but when I was about 10 years old, I had luminous yellow socks, and
Nice.
I once wore them at school and got told off. But anyway, so you are happy with the nice good stuff. Next one, number two, how many languages do you speak?
I speak about three on a regular basis, so English included. So my mum speaks one, my dad speaks another, so South African dialect, but there's like 11 national South African languages. So I speak two of those, but most people will speak three, four, or five, but no modern foreign languages.
Well, can you give us a few then? What are the three? Can you give us a sentence in each? Obviously,
Yeah, so in Ndebele, I would say, or Ndebele Zulu, it's a mix. I'd say Salbona Unjani James. Could you catch what that was?
hello, James. I'm being interviewed by James.
Oh, hello, how are you? Yeah.
Very good. And the next one?
And the next one would be Sutu. So I would say, Dumelang Likai Gina Mpho Gebuali James. So again, I'm here. Hi, speaking with James.
Very good. Well, I do one and a tiny bit of German, but sounds like, can you do more? Can you do 11? Can you cobble together a bit?
with great difficulty, only greetings possibly, but it would be stretching it.
Very good. Impressive. So next three, a little bit more meaty. So number three, what would you say is the main challenge you face as someone in the millennial generation?
Yeah, so I think the main thing that comes to mind is as a millennial, there's so many things coming at us in terms of influences. There's so much going on. The fact of, things online at any given time, there's so many things going on. And especially from a faith perspective, there's so many people that are now spiritual, but there's no God involved. So I think that's a huge challenge, really, finding yourself, finding God in all of the noise.
Yeah, most certainly. That's certainly something we're really looking at City Church to learn more about to make sure that we are, changing, changing approaches, not the gospel, but changing for times ahead.
Yeah.
Number four, what has God been teaching you recently?
Yeah, so another interesting one. It's like God speaks all the time, but when you have to think about it, what does he really say? I think for me, the main thing has been to let go and trust him. So when everything gets taken away, I found that so many people are trying to grasp at what they can control, whereas God has sort of just told me to embrace the stillness, embrace not knowing what's going to happen, especially during everyone being at home, and just trust in him. It's the easiest thing to say, but sometimes the hardest thing to do, to literally just let go and say, God, you've got it. I have like an image of a talk I watched a while ago where we give things to God. So you have a heavy weight, a heavy suitcase or a heavy backpack, you take them off, give them to God, and then day by day you pick them up gradually again without realizing. So yeah, letting go and letting God is the main lesson.
Brilliant, brilliant. I love it when you speak, because there's a preacher in you. At City Church, you've got a great message and clarity, and just a fire and passion for God which comes through. So, right, last one.
Thank you.
What is your what is your favorite Bible verse and why?
Another like Bible class answer because you want to say everything, but I think the main one that keeps coming back to me is, I've just got it written here. It's 1 Corinthians 10:31. So whether you eat or drink or whatever you do it all for the glory of God. I think that's the main thing for me. That's the essence really of faith, of God. There's no point in us all striving in our own strength, when we should look to God for direction and let him correct us and let him lead us. So trying to do everything for the glory of God in every situation, yeah, that's just a great one for me.
Brilliant, brilliant. Yeah, indeed. Well, that's it. 5 questions, 5 minutes. Thanks, Mpho. It's been great.
Thank you.
And for those of you who don't know, Mpho, for quite a number of years, has been overseeing our media at City Church, and she's also on the youth team. And you've done lots of bits and pieces all over the place over the last decade. So thanks so much for what you do. Thank you for the passion and the heart you give and the way you serve. You're a real blessing to us all at City Church.
Thank you.
Well, good being with you. Take care.
Yeah, thank you very much.